The tomb of Mary. Now, it's an enigma because there are two tombs of Mary in the wood. One here in front of you and one in Ephesus. And the smell here is not so good, isn't it? It's a little bit, yeah, I know, but at least in the video you won't smell the smell. Then let's walk down and let's ask ourselves what's happened to Mary, because we don't know what's happened to Mary in the book. The last time that Mary was mentioned was at Pentecost, which is the end of the week. Yeah, Pentecost is right now. And that's why for me to be at the room of the Last Supper tomorrow is so important. היי, מה שלומך? בסדר גמור. הם לא יקנו כלום, כפייה קנו כבר. Postcards, 10 postcards for $1.
Is that coins, bookmarks?
Coins, ancient Israeli coins, but let's stay here. Let's stay here. Let's stay here, because down there it will be difficult to talk. Then what we know is that Mary was at Pentecost. She was old at that time, and that in that case she was walking on top of Mount of Olives, and that's according to not the Bible, according to another book, a very important book that the church is taking it as almost like the Bible. She was walking on top of Mount of Olives when an angel told her, Mary, you have 3 days, and then we're taking you. Then she went to Mount Zion, to her house, and she asked all the disciples that were in the city to come, and she fell asleep / died at the 3rd day. Jesus took her soul immediately, and after they buried her, Jesus took her body too. Then the tomb himself is empty. Then let's walk down into the church and let's get used to the darkness of that church. It used to be a very beautiful, huge church, and what you see now is from the Crusader time. But the Muslims at the 13th century destroyed the church, but left the grotto because they believe in Mary as well. Then in that case, Mary is so important for the Muslims. Remember, there is a chapter that dedicated to Mary. Then let's go inside the church. Then you can see that it was built like a fortress, because everything that the Crusaders built, they built it as a fortress to protect themselves. They were only minority in a country full with Muslims. Then you can see how massive it is. Now, I will take you to 2 more chapels here, but don't ask me if it's a true story or not, because in those 2 cases, I'm not sure that I know the answer. The church is held by Greek Orthodox and Armenian. Now, if you come to here, I want to show you the chapel. There's a queue now to the chapel of Russians, or at least Greek Orthodox. And according to tradition, the mother and the father of Mary are buried there, Hannah and Joachim. And in that case, you can see 2 kind of tombs here. Should I tell you the truth, or should we keep it like that? Truth. What we know for sure that Melisande, the queen of the Crusader, we had a queen here, buried here. But maybe she was buried in the same site of Anna and Joachim. Now, we don't know what's happened to Joseph, don't we? And in that case, according to tradition, Holy Joseph, that did a lot, and actually I must tell you, no one actually mentioning a lot, is buried there in that chapel. Then let's go into that chapel. All right. I want us to go straight to the tomb because if not, it's going to be a huge queue. And let's continue down to the tomb itself. עשרה אנשים? כן. And before the other group will come, what I want you to do is to go into the tomb, see the empty sarcophagus, and you can see the Assumption of Mary. She fell asleep here. You can see there she is actually Assumption into the. And let's stand in the queue. Now we'll wait till the other side, right? I will tell them that again. We're standing in the queue, and I wanted to do that before. They went out. We're standing in the queue to the tomb of Mary. Of course, it's empty. Then there's one way in and the other way out. I will be quiet here because there's a ceremony. Go to the ceremony there. Sorry. Again, you can see the room, the Last Supper. And then you can see Mary falling asleep atop Mount Zion. And then the Assumption of Mary. And this is the empty sarcophagus. You see it from here as well. That's the tomb itself. Yes. This one? Yeah, and you can touch it. The only place to touch it is from there. The only place to touch the tomb is from that spot.
This one?
Yeah, from there. True.
Но место сбора я обозначил здесь. Наверное, это не случайно. Наверное, я не случайно обозначил место сбора.
Share the stairs up.